Since you don't remember, we recorded it.
I've started streaming. A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZNH 286, and this is Friday the 23rd, and it's been a reasonable day here at Gulf Harbour, apart from the drizzle that started at about 3 o'clock, but otherwise a decent day. And it is, what is the temperature now? It is, I have to write it down, 16 degrees. The barometer is fairly steady on 1014. We've only got about 3 knots of north-northeast wind, a 95% cloud cover, and it is actually dry at the moment. So we've had a bit of interesting weather around the Pacific, and I see Lupan got the front last night, a bit earlier than what we had expected. But otherwise, the boats on their way away from New Zealand are doing not too bad. That's yet to catch up with Donella heading to Norfolk Island, and Intruder heading to Fiji. Intruder do not have a radio on board, but I know folk are following them, so they are at 3245 south and 17515 east, doing quite well, 7.1 speed on a course of 004. Looks like about 15 knots of westerly. It's going to go a bit lighter tomorrow from the southwest, so they're doing well, hopefully finding their ocean feet. So I'm not sure that Lupan will be able to hear us tonight. They'll be getting quite close and getting quite excited. So I'll just give a call. Lupan, Gulf Harbour Radio. Nothing heard at the moment. I might get someone, if they're on frequency with a good signal, to put a call out. Where were they? Not too long ago, about half an hour ago, Lupan was 2416-15256, expecting to get into Bundaberg this evening about 9 o'clock. They did actually have some interesting information for people who are going to Australia and arriving in the weekend, so I'd just like to read that out to you. The Australian Border Force does not charge any fees for clearance, including overtime, but biosecurity is a different story. So in addition to the fees for the initial practice and timber inspection, biosecurity will charge an out-of-hours service fee. This is for when you arrive in the weekend, and the amount of the fee is determined by how long the inspection takes. In the past, the out-of-hours service fee that the rally folk have had charged is anything from 120 to 180, but this is an indication only. It could be anything depending on, well, I suppose the state of the bottom of the boat and the mood of the inspectors and whatever it happens to be. So it does pay to have a good clean bottom when you leave, and I know Lupan will have one when they arrive because their speed is very, very good from Vanuatu to Australia. So yeah, just make sure that there is no excuse to send divers down and blah, blah, blah. So that's the story there. Nothing from customs, but you do have to pay for the inspection from the biosecurity people. So, yeah, Lupan had an interesting night last night when they had that weather come through. It was stronger, only for 5 minutes, but they got 45 to 50 knots for about 5 minutes, and then the wind changed, so all very exciting. Fortunately, they were keeping a good watch out and saw it coming. They said it was like being under a waterfall when the rain came. Okay, I'll put out a general call. Is there anybody to join us this Friday evening? Please call now. Yeah, hello Paul and the crew on Somerset. I see you're up the coast of Espiritu Santo there. How's it going? What's your weather like? Over?
Yeah, we're doing good. We had a nice evening here. We visited Blue yesterday and that was quite nice, but we couldn't quite get to the end of the hole because it was fully grown together. And then we plan on leaving on Sunday right up. We'll plan to see one more day on the Santa Island, and then we'll head up to the...
Okay, so that's just to make sure I got that correct. You're staying Saturday where you are, and Sunday you're heading to the very typical top of Espiritu Santo. Did I get that right?
No, we'll head right up to the terrace if the weather's good on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Good long trip on Sunday. So David's here. He'll have a look at, I'm sure you've done your homework, but he'll have a look at different things here to Torres on Sunday. Okay. We're going to have a nice day here on Sunday, unlike the bit of rain and stuff that we're getting in the meantime. So I'm just going to pass the microphone to see what he thinks it's going to do on Sunday. So it's a pretty long trip, but mind you, you guys go pretty fast if the wind's in the right direction. Just stand by.
Hiya, Paul. David here. And yeah, you should have the wind in a good direction anyhow. All the models seem to agree that we're looking at east-southeast. Little difference in the velocity of the wind. EC is calling off about 12 to 16, and GFS is looking at virtually the same thing. So not much difference at all. So that's it. Plenty of wind for you. There's a bit of a wind shadow coming in about where you are at the moment, but once you get a little bit further north, then the wind will pick up. So this wind shadow is coming from the islands to the east, so you might even be motoring to get up to probably about like 14 degrees, maybe 40 minutes south, right about there. Then the wind suddenly springs up, and then you're good to go from there. So that's about what I see. Over.
If we have to motor, we probably won't head up. We'll just have to wait because they're already got a vehicle coming up to this day.
Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, heavens, David, they are a catamaran. Catamarans don't motor.
Oh,
jeez.
You got two of them.
You've got two of them, says David. Oh, well, we'll see. We'll have another check tomorrow night when we talk and see what happens then. There is, actually, GFS had a bit of a, well, I was looking at tomorrow on mine. So, yeah, he'll probably have a good study of what the French say before he talks to you tomorrow. Okay, oh, well, and you obviously got to the Blue Lagoon and had a look around. There doesn't seem to be too many boats around where you are. Well, none with AIS on anyway. Is there much around you over?
No, I don't think anyone will be heading across the reef because it was definitely a really dangerous entrance down here. I was in the water swimming under. It's definitely, you have to take extreme caution coming in here. There's one sunken boat that's from a cyclone here. It's on its side down the beach, and one abandoned boat. So we're actually really alone here.
Yeah, oh, that's interesting. Yes, I forgot about it. So there probably would be a bit of damage from that. Okay, all right. Well, you're making your way north. You're getting hotter. Hope you don't get too uncomfortable with the heat. And we'll talk again tomorrow.
What day is he in?
I'm just going to show David where you are. I'm going to get you to call Lupan. Lupan, if you could give them a call and just see how they're going, if you wouldn't mind, Paul. They're closing on Bundaberg, over.
No problem at all. Relay, Lupan. This is a relay for Harbour Radio. Do you copy over?
Remember the big boulder that was near the code? No. It's right there.
Lupan, confirm.
Don't worry, Paul. They're going to be kind of busy where they are at the moment, so we'll leave them in peace. They'll be looking forward to getting into Bundaberg. All right, all clear with you. Thank you very much for the help. Is there anybody else wanting to join us? Please call now.
From Champagne. Do you copy, over?
Yeah, champagne. Go ahead.
Oh, good evening. Yeah, nice to hear you again, Patricia. I haven't been listening in for the last few months because I've been in Fiji, and I still am in Fiji. But I just reconnected my aerial for the FSC, so I thought I'd just give it a try tonight, and it seems to be working. I'm planning to head off on around the 4th of October, so I'll be checking in daily after the 4th or thereabouts. Over.
Well, whatever you did to your antenna, it's working extremely well. So 4th of October, where are you headed on the 4th of October? West or south? Over?
Well, I'll be heading back to Opua. Over.
Oh, okay. Back to Opua. All right. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on that. And yes, it's probably once we get into October, I'm sure you won't be the only one heading back. It's funny because there have been people heading back already, I see on the AIS. So, there were people that went up quite early, as you probably remember. So, not surprising that people are heading back. There's a few of them. So, all right, well, we'll keep in touch. Yes, you can tick off checking the radio. That is really hunky-dory. Over.
Yeah, that's good to hear because a lot of people are leaving actually just because the gas is over. I think everyone was waiting for that, and then they're either heading off to the west or heading back to New Zealand. Over.
Yeah, roger that. So, yep, we'll actually, I've got an inquiry for those people that are not visaed in New Zealanders. I've got an inquiry in with the immigration people because there's a little bit of confusion as to whether you have to get an e-visa or not, or wait till arrival. So I'm sort of dealing with that at the moment, and I'll let people know as soon as that comes. Alrighty, but you won't have to worry. So there'll certainly be space for you when you get back to Opua, and hopefully the weather will be settled down a bit. Okay, I'll clear with you. David has just decided he wants another chat to Paul, so he must have come up with something on the weather. I'll pass the microphone.
Paul, if you're listening, I'm looking at the French models, which I tend to do in this area. On Sunday at about noon, about lunchtime, they're calling off virtually calms right up and down the coast on Santo, and no wind until the very top, and then it's 10 knots. It's that, and that's coming out of the east southeast. So it'll be interesting if you do go. It'd be interesting to see what you actually get, so I can compare what these models are doing. A little bit of a disagreement, but at least the wind, when you do get it, is in the right direction. But if the French are right, if you don't want a motor, you'll have to paddle over.
Yeah, roger that. We'll just wait another day. All the models got the weather covered because we don't want to move.
Yeah, well, wait and see. You just want the speed up so that you can catch another tuna or a whopping great mahi-mahi. Yes, you need a bit of speed on to encourage them to take that lure. All right, well, we'll talk again tomorrow. All right, the signals are really strong tonight, which is good. Believe it or not, Champagne was even stronger than your signal, Paul. Is there anybody else for Gulf Harbour Radio? No, nothing heard. Haven't heard any news of those that were at Muscat Cove Race Week, so I hope it all went well. It usually is a fun week. And we'll be back with you again tomorrow. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, and we are clear. Cheers all.